In this video, I'm going to go over how to start an Evernote account, how to create a bookmarklet on your iPad for Evernote, and also how to create an Evernote extension on your computer so that you can save things to Evernote as an archiving service. So first of all, we're going to start this on a computer to set up your account. You can set up your account through your iPad app, but I wanted to start on a computer to show you some bookmarking tools in a little bit. So on your computer, you want to first double check that you're in Chrome, because that's going to be important later. So the web service Chrome. And then from there, make sure you're logged in to your Google account. And if you're not sure how to do that, ask someone around you or pull me over and I will help you to get that logged in. But make sure it has your Google account up there in the corner so it's ready to go. From there, you just need to do a search for Evernote. And we don't want Evernote for education. We just want plain old Evernote, if it would let me do that. There we go. So this is the one you want, evernote.com. And it looks like this, and you're going to sign up now. I'm going to use a generic email address that I set up, but for my personal Evernote account, I use my Gmail account, not my school email address, just because I want to use it for personal as well as school-related items. So I'm going to put in my email address and my password. You can go ahead and do the same. So that should be all set, pretty straightforward. Sign up. And you come to this screen. Since this is a public computer I'm using, I'm not going to save this password. I'm just going to close out of it. So this gives you a little tutorial for starting with Evernote. If you want to pause and go through some of these, you can do that right now. I'm just going to go to create your first note. Okay. Notes are basically, well, what they sound like in Evernote, but they could be notes that you make from scratch or like websites or PDFs or things that other people have made that you're filing into Evernote. So just like your file folders in your filing cabinet might be, handwritten notes that you've done and you put in a filing cabinet, or they could be a resource that someone else gave you and you put them in your filing cabinet. Evernote can do all of those things. So we're just going to make a pretend note here. I'm just going to call it sample note. And then hit OK. You could start typing like they said, starting to make the note. You could drag a file in to add to that note. But when you're done, they want us to make sure that we are in the free account. It's going to show up in your first notebook. Okay, so there it is. My first notebook has a note in it that's called sample. Now you can make other notebooks by hitting this plus button. Okay, here's another note. Again, I'm just going to do a random note. It's done. And it's still in my sample notebook. So you see, as long as I'm in this notebook, it's still adding notes to it. If I want a different notebook, I'm going to click my notebook tab. And then you can see over here, I click the plus to create a notebook. So that's up here in the corner. I'm going to call this notebook biology. Create that notebook. Okay, that's all set, ready to go. Then if I'm in the notebook biology, I can add a note just to that notebook. Okay, so I'm going to hit my plus button again. This is my biology note. And done. Okay. If I want to see all my notes, I can see I've got my biology note here. Here's that random note. Here's my sample note. I could also look at it by notebook. Okay, so here's biology has one note, and my first notebook has 2 notes in it. What you can do in these notes is really just endless. You can add tags to them, you can put pictures in them, you can put alarms on them so that you can make a note to remind yourself to do something. You can share that note with other people. Evernote is huge and big and can do all sorts of amazing stuff. However, the reason I'm sharing it with you today is because I wanted to show you how you can use it to archive files, or websites and files, which is the way I use it mostly. And so I'm going to share that with you because that's what I know best. And then hopefully you'll have time to play and get even more into Evernote. So the first thing you need to do if you're on the computer and you're signed into Chrome and you want to be able to use Evernote to save web links and archive those files, you're going to add what's called a Chrome extension to your computer that you're on. So I'm going to go to a new tab, and in that new tab you can see this little grid of boxes. Those are all your possible apps that you can get at. Okay, and right now I don't have anything to do with Evernote here. Okay, I'm going to add that to my possibilities. So up here in the left hand corner I'm going to put show apps because I want to go to the web store. So I'm going to go to the Chrome web store and I'm going to search for extensions. And I'm going to put in Evernote. All right, and this one right here, see this is apps up here, so we want to go down to extensions. I'm looking for the Evernote Web Clipper. And we're going to download that, or we're going to add that, and I'll show you what that does once we do that. So I'm just going to hit Add to Chrome, checking. Yes, I know what it does, so I'm going to add that. And now it shows you have this little elephant looking icon up here in the corner of your Chrome browser. And it does give you some ideas on how to use this. It gives you a little intro, but I'm just going to show you how this works. So if I have a website that I really like, I'm browsing on my computer, I found, oh, Science News. This is a website I would like to archive so that I don't forget about it and I can come back to it really easily. I'm going to hit this icon up here that I just added, this extension. Okay, it's going to ask me to log in for the first time. You don't have to log in every time, but since it's the first time we're using it, I'm going to put in that Evernote email that I used. Oops. And that password for that email. I'm not going to look for related results, so I'm just going to sign in. So this is linking, I'll restart this one. It's linking my Evernote account with this little extension. So we're going to try it again, hit it again, and now I get this little menu that comes up. So I can clip it as an article, so like the link to this site. I can clip it as just the text, the full page, just a bookmark, a screenshot. I get to choose which notebook I want to put it in. Remember, we had the first notebook and we had the biology notebook, so I want to put it in a biology notebook. And to further help organize my my tags that my clips that I'm tagging, I'm going to add a tag that says news. And so when I'm searching Evernote for things that I've saved in there, if I remember I had an article about science news, this tag will show up. There are other options as well down here that you can certainly look at. I hardly ever use these, but I just always like to show there are things you can fool around with. And then from there it's ready to go, so you just hit save. It spins for a little while. And then it'll say it's done and saves it in your account. Of course, this one's taking a while because I'm running all sorts of stuff on my computer right now. There we go. Okay, so it was called Science News. It's been saved or clipped to my biology notebook. I could share this from here as well. I don't ever really fool around with that, but there are different ways that you can share it from there. So with that, if I go back to my Evernote account and I reload it, I should be able to see that article clipped into my biology notebook. There it is, Science News. And then there it is, and I can get to the link and I can see what it's all about and do all sorts of other stuff with it. So this is how I save PDFs, web links, videos I like. I put them all in Evernote so that they're easy to find again. Now I'm going to switch to the iPad app to show you how you would do a similar thing on the iPad. Okay, so here I am on my iPad. I'm in Safari. I found a website I really like and I want to put into my Evernote account as well. If I go up to the upper right-hand corner and click on this box with the out arrow going out of it, it gives me a bunch of places where I can move this website to. And one of those places that will automatically show up as long as you have the Evernote app installed on your iPad is Evernote. So I just hit Evernote. And there's the name that it's going to give the site. If you want to name it differently, you can. The bottom is the notebook it's going to put it in. It put it into biology, but you can see this is my personal Evernote account and I have all sorts of different notebooks that I've set up. I'm going to call it, let's see, I have a technology one, tech management. Okay, so it's in my tech management folder. I'm just going to hit save and it automatically is going to plop it in there for me. So I've got it there when I need it.